Mic check, it's the Y2K Collector, and we are well into the second half of the year. I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about what my plans are for the channel for the rest of 2024 going into 2025 while I put together my sell box, because I am going to be doing a bunch of selling during the second half of 2024. So without doing too much jabbering or blabbering, let's get into it. And we can start off by pretty much doing a quick recap of where the channel is and where we're coming from. So as many of you know, I started my channel back right in the thick of that global crisis we were having about 4 years ago. That's when I started my channel. And I started it off as a way of just having an outlet, having something to do, because we were all stuck at home. There wasn't much to do. And I've always had a passion for video games. It's something that I've always been passionate about. And, I figured YouTube would be a great place for me to just kind of share some of the games that I had in my collection, and also kind of just talk about some of the memories and experiences that I've had with some of these games. And it was cool. And over time, the channel began to morph, and it became more about just pretty much it went from the collection to collecting. Then I got into game hunting, and then in between there, I've done a little bit of mix of, gameplay footage here and there. I've also had different topics of conversation on the channel where I've talked about, just different things that are non-game related. And we pretty much went from zero all the way to where I am today, which is a little over 4,200 subscribers. Outside of the subscribers, I've had over I think it's over 650,000 views as well. So that's been a huge milestone for me. We're probably getting really close to 700,000 views at this point. And hopefully we'll hit 1 million views before the end of the year. 2024 was a huge year for me because at the very beginning of the year, the channel was monetized. And so I was able to take advantage of, the YouTube partner program and just make a little bit of cheese, make a little bit of money off of some of the videos that I was making. So that was also very cool as well. In terms of the video production style, I've had a mix of video production styles here on the channel. I've gone from the more edited or slightly edited videos where it was voiceover work. I transitioned from that to just shooting on my cell phone. And a big part of me just shooting videos on my cell phone was due in part to the fact that YouTube kept on demonetizing my videos for some of the music that I was using in my first few videos. So I had to take some time and figure out how to incorporate the right types of music to not have my videos demonetized and things like that, and not get copyright strikes. So that was a learning process for me as well. But what I learned was that my channel actually grew the most when I started shooting videos in this format. And I think it was because while some viewers do prefer the more edited videos, they like having something more to look at than just, I guess, a box of games or whatever the case may be. I think my core audience, they really listen to me more than they watch me, which is why I think these videos that I shot in this format wound up getting numbers. I want to say that my most viewed video on the channel ever was shot in this format, where I'm just holding my cell phone and I'm talking in this more one-on-one intimate setting. I think it's just a little bit more raw, it's a little bit more real, and it's a little bit more personal. But I've still done videos that are more edited. Starting around like 2022-ish, I started doing more like edited videos with transitions and cutscenes and things like that, because I wanted to show my audience more of what I was actually doing when it came to gaming. I actually attended a retro game convention, which was great, and I got footage of that, and I was able to share that with the Y2K crew. And it's just been a very interesting journey so far, just going through and just doing the gaming thing. And it's always been a passion of mine. It's never felt like work at all. I've never felt like, oh, I got to go out and make another video today. There have been times where I just don't make videos. There might be days where I just don't want to make a video and I don't make them, and it is what it is. There have also been times where I was just had so much to say that it seemed like I was making a video every 2 minutes. I even had a point between like 2022 and 2023 where I just stopped making videos for like 6 months. I just wasn't making any videos at all. So, it's been an up and down journey thus far, but more than anything else, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has stuck with me, who has been following the channel, who has chimed in into the comments, who's left encouraging words and positive thoughts. I really appreciate you all, for sure. I also, like, at the beginning of this year, I experienced a death in my family, which was tough. I was ready to sell everything in my collection. I almost just completely gave up, game collecting completely. And it was really the subscribers of the channel. It was a lot of the folks on this channel who kind of encouraged me, who kind of sent me condolences and, encouraged me, not to make a decision in haste, and not to make a decision when I'm in an emotional state, but rather just to kind of take a step back, because I may regret selling all of, my whole collection. And I almost didn't listen, and I actually did wind up selling a huge chunk of my collection, and a lot of those people were right. I regretted selling a lot of the games that I sold in that time when I was in that frame of mind. I just think I was just going through it. And for sure, for sure, I was in an emotional space. So, sometimes when you're going through things and you just want change immediately, you just kind of pull the trigger. And luckily, I didn't sell everything. So I still have a huge chunk of my retro collection. And a lot of the stuff that I sold, of the things that I sold that I actually want in my collection, I should be able to easily get back in the collection. So, that's a good news story there. So that's where I'm coming from. That's a quick history of the channel. And now I kind of want to talk a little bit about like where I'm at now and where I plan on going. So there's been ebbs and flows on my channel where I do more collecting, and then there's times where I do more selling. I definitely sense that I'm going to be going into a selling season. But I'm going to be selling a lot of stuff like this, right? A lot of the common stuff that I'm not going to play, stuff that I have doubles of. And so, I have a lot of really good titles and really good games that I still need to get to and actually beat before I start diving into these games. And because the bulk of these games are really low dollar games, and by low dollar, I mean 5 to 10 each at best, a lot of these are going to be the ones that I sell to clear up some space, to free up some room, and to kind of just declutter, right? But on top of that, there are also some other things that I want to do with the channel. Now that the channel is monetized, it only makes sense for me to find a way to leverage that, right? And if you have a YouTube channel that is monetized, it would be in your best interest to figure out how to leverage the fact that you have a channel that's monetized. Why do I say that? I say that because we're going into very peculiar economic times. And we're seeing a lot of layoffs, right? A lot of layoffs across the board, across a lot of industries. And a lot of folks who actually have YouTube channels that are monetized and they're making money from them, that they're using their YouTube as a side hustle. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, a lot of times, especially in the gaming community and in the gaming space, we almost want to villainize people for wanting to get paid or make money or capitalize on things. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if, your payment isn't costing the viewer anything. Like, the only thing it costs you is the time it takes to watch the video, right? So I don't ask for subscribers on my channel. I don't ask for anyone to buy anything from me on my channel. I don't solicit in any way. I'm not affiliated with any brands. I'm not asking you to go buy any soaps or software or security systems or whatever the case may be. But I do think that it would be good for me to figure out how to leverage the channel from a financial standpoint. just in case, who knows, one day I may get laid off, right? We never know. When you're working in corporate America, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantee. No job is bulletproof. No job is um, safe. And so I think for me, spending the rest of 2024 and 2025 figuring out how to continue to provide my channel with authentic content while improving the quality, right, and the quantity of the content that I'm giving you, I think would be great. I think it'd be a win-win for everyone because I think the viewers will enjoy the content more. I'll feel good about making better quality content that resonates with my audience more. And hopefully that will generate more viewership, more subscribership, if that's a word, and ultimately more revenue, right? I want to see how far I can go with this thing and how much we can do together as a community. And I'm taking this time to be transparent because I think that's a big part of what's allowed this channel to grow is just me being transparent. And so that's kind of what I want to do in 2020, the rest of 2024 going into 2025. But in order to do that, I am going to have to expand some of my content topics. And so some of the things that I will be talking about are things like, the economy, the job market, what it takes to get a job, what it takes to work in corporate America, what it takes to, just survive in this economy. I may do reaction videos to different videos that I see online, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram, just reacting to some of what I'm seeing out there because I'm always taking this content in. And I think a lot of us are taking this content in and then juxtaposing it against what we hear from big media. By big media, I mean like, your major news outlets, CNN, NBC, CNBC, all of these outlets juxtaposing what they're telling us from what we're actually seeing in the streets, and then juxtaposing that against what's going on in your own personal life. So I think there's just a lot of conversation to be had around these topics, and I think I offer a unique perspective on some of this, just because one, I've been working in corporate America for 10 years now. I understand the corporate structure, the corporate lingo, but on top of that, I'm also just a regular dude who likes to play video games and enjoys a good barbecue and a good steak and some ribs, right, as well. And I think that, for me, I usually try to be as objective as I can about a lot of things, and just try to see it from everyone's perspective. So I think it'll make for great conversation moving forward. And of course, obviously gaming is always going to be at the base of what we do here, but I think it'll be good to kind of have some of those conversations. So hopefully when you see some of this content pop up on your screen, you're not scared off, because there's going to be some gaming element thrown in the conversation regardless. But I think, again, just kind of keeping that authentic, that genuine tone within the channel is really what's going to make the difference. So you'll probably see some changes to the format. I'm probably going to reach out to people who do this better than me to see how I can improve. To see how I can improve my method for delivering the content to you guys, how I can be a better film editor, how I can be a better video maker, how I can better express my thoughts and opinions, overall just leveling up. And I think it's something that the consistent and the faithful viewers of the channel deserve. So just wanted to give you an update to all of the subscribers of the channel. Again, I appreciate everyone who stops by, who leaves comments. I think there's going to be some good stuff coming up in the second half of the year, and we're definitely going to spend some time coming up here talking about just using YouTube as a secondary source of income or as a side hustle, and what it takes to kind of build that side of things up. So you're going to hear it from someone who's basically spent the last 4 years building his channel to a place where it's monetized and where I have been getting YouTube checks for the past few months. So happy to be able to share some of that with anyone who's interested in starting their YouTube journey. And for those of you who don't realize, economists are estimating that the creator space, the creator economy, is set to hit about $500 billion by 2027. So it's never too late to start your content creation journey. It's never too late to start a YouTube or Instagram or a TikTok. And for those who are shy, you don't necessarily have to be in front of the camera as a talking head. There's so many ways that you can create content, and there's so many ways that you can be creative. And hopefully I can take all of my experience and everything that I've learned over the last 4 years and share it with my audience. So with that, I will let you enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Hopefully you all enjoy your 4th of July. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.